Hi, this is Bill Frank reporting for KADYTV.com from the third annual Knowledge Bowl here at the Town Center in Ventura, California, where we've just witnessed a rout by the seniors over the high school students in this year's Knowledge Bowl. The final score was a drubbing. 31-1 was the final score, which makes the overall count 2 victories for the seniors, 1 victory for the high school students at this point, with the 4th round to be played next year in the year 2013. A good turnout here to see the event. We had a number of seniors from the town center were here, as well as parents and friends of the seniors themselves who were participating. Several dignitaries were here. We had local politicians running for office, as well as the superintendent of schools, Trudy Arriaga, who we'll get an interview with here shortly for KADY-TV. Students and teachers were both very proud of the performance today. Even though the score was quite lopsided, the event itself was not quite as lopsided as the score would indicate. You'll be able to see all of this up on KADYTV.com, where it will be streaming for the next few days. And we're back. This is Bill Frank with KADY-TV with the winning coach of this year's Knowledge Bowl, Suze Montgomery. Your seniors outpaced the high schoolers by the score of 31-1. That is a drubbing.
Huh? Yeah.
How did you prepare your team? How did you get them up for this competition?
You can't really do that, Bill. I mean, my seniors' average age was 90, so either they have it or they don't. But we did some Trivial Pursuit, but not much, because they know the answers already. I mean, they just have to grab it back. They've got long-term knowledge. They've got long-term memory. They don't remember what they had for breakfast, but they can remember, long-term memory. So they were in there. We just beat them because they knew. I don't coach. I mean, I just sit there and love them. I mean, it's easy.
Well, they certainly knew. They knew at 31-1 was the final score. Now, I was noting that the questions were skewed more towards the seniors, the elders this year. The types of questions, history and so forth, were definitely more in their wheelhouse than the high school students. Was that by design?
No, the questions were together by Linda Brood from Ventura High School, and I give her free rein to do that every year. She's the moderator, and she does the Knowledge Bowl for her seniors, which is the I think it's the academic decathlon, and every year she does this with her students to prep them for the general county meet. She just picks in randomly the questions. I don't know if she buys them or where she gets them, but these were hard ones this year. I mean, Laurel, who is also the moderator, she and I were up there going, we don't know, and we don't know most of them.
Well, the questions were very challenging this year. There were some of us in the back of the room that were getting the answers wrong as well. We weren't, fortunately, on the firing line like some of the high school seniors and the seniors were. Looking back on this and really the camaraderie that this builds and so forth between the seniors and the high schoolers themselves, what value does that bring to your group?
Well, I put this together 3 years ago because I really saw the need for seniors to be engaged in living. And when I teach my classes, which I've been doing for 9 years, I want them to feel good about themselves. You know, we discard so many of our seniors because they're not in the workforce anymore. But I believe that they really need an ego blast every once in a while. They need more confidence building and to be known and revered and respected for what they've contributed in the past. And by doing this and putting them together with kids, I thought that was the natural mix. Like my daughter and I have a great relationship, but I've got even a better one with my grandchildren because we have the common enemy, which is the mom, my daughter. So I noticed there's a great affinity for kids and seniors, and I just thought this would be great for both populations.
Well, with 10,000 people retiring each and every day in the United States as the baby boomers age, how important will this be in future generations?
Oh, I think very vital and very important. When you and I were kids, we probably had grandparents that lived with us in the home. Not so anymore. We seem to want to warehouse our seniors. A lot of people are 2 people working in the family just to survive, and I think it's really sad that they don't really spend enough quality time with seniors, which would be their parents. And I think by doing little exercises like this and doing classes geared to building self-confidence and bringing back memory with the seniors, I think in the future you're going to see more and more of these occur. In my nonprofit that I do, that's the Extended Learning Academy, it's specifically designed for seniors to keep them engaged in the real world and continue to learn.
That is great. Now, Suze, if people want to learn more about your nonprofit, where would you direct them to go?
They can call me. Easy phone number, area code 805-258-8000. And call me, that's my cell. I answer it all the time. I'm really accessible. You know how I mean, I'm not one of those people, well, you got to call the 800 number. I'm not one of those people. You know, you can just get a hold of me. I'm around town.
That is great. My guest has been Suze Montgomery. This is Bill Frank for KADYTV.com. Where we have just witnessed a drubbing, the seniors outpacing the high school students by the score of 31-1. And I'm joined by the coach of the losing team, Linda Brugge. Linda, you're licking your wounds after this drubbing. How did this happen? How could the seniors do this?
I don't know, because I did the questions. So you think I would have made questions that my team could answer. But when you have people that have lived since 1923, it's hard to find questions that they haven't lived. So they were very, very bright. And our kids are tired. It's the end of the year. So that's the only way I can explain it. And wait for next year.
Well, now you were the one who created the questions. One of the things that I noticed about the questions you created was they were very much skewed towards the seniors. That there weren't a lot of questions there that were more in the wheelhouse of the youngsters. If you'd asked the question, for example, which video came first, you know, Pong or Mario Kart, I think your high schoolers would have had a better chance.
Yes, except we had rules. And the rules were you could only do history, government, and current events. So that Suze made that rule. I don't argue with Suze. So those were the rules. So it kind of took, and I'm a U.S. history teacher, so it sort of took that bend.
I see.
And I think that's fair. Most of the kids have had, well, actually, there's a couple of them that haven't had U.S. history yet as high schoolers, but it's good. I mean, we don't really mind losing. It's, you know, it's a good thing.
It's the fun of the competition.
It is.
The Suze that you referred to is Suze Montgomery, the coordinator and the creator of the Knowledge Bowl. When she came to you and approached you with this idea, how did you first respond to it? What resonated with you?
Well, first of all, I don't have. If you know Suze Montgomery, you don't have a choice. So I only got to choose the date. And the fact that I was only going to do it once a year rather than twice a year, which is what she really wanted. But I thought it'd be great fun. And as it turns out, it's been a great event. We've just had so much fun with it, and the kids look forward to it. In fact, one of the girls said on her way over, it was so exciting this week because she got to do this. So I'm happy.
That is great. Now, this is being televised by KADYTV.com. How many Facebook pages do you think this will appear on by the end of the evening tonight?
4. Maybe.
4 maybe? Well, we're hoping that it might be more than that.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, that would be fun.
Well, this is Bill Frank reporting for KADY-TV with my special guest, Linda Brugge. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you. Thanks so
much. I'm joined by a very special guest. Superintendent of Schools, Trudy Arriaga, is joining me today. Trudy, thank you so much. What does this event mean to you? What does this event mean to the school system for Ventura?
I think it's a real opportunity to just show our students at their very finest. They're bright, they're intelligent, they're articulate, but it's also a real opportunity to show our students that learning happens at all ages, and the one who never stops learning is still as bright, and in this case even brighter, at the age of 80 or 90.
That's true. Octogenarians beat out the high school seniors this year. So Trudy, what does this tell us about the state of education in Ventura?
I would say the state of education is alive and well, and we're doing great.
Everybody is kicking ass. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, now, the final score was 31-1. One of the things that I noticed in the selection of the questions clearly favored the seniors. A lot of history, a lot of political science. And I'm wondering if the next round of questionings will be more geared towards at least giving the high school seniors a chance. We would have liked to have seen perhaps a comparison. Which video game came first, Pong or Mario Kart? You know, that's the kind of thing that the seniors might stand a better chance. Were the questions, in fact, skewed towards the elders?
Well, I think the questions were absolutely skewed toward the elders, but I also think there's an incredible opportunity for our students to learn about the future and the present through the history. So what a great way for our kids to just be reminded of where they came from and how we got to where we are today.
That is great. Now, the creator of this, Suze Montgomery, came up with the Knowledge Bowl about 4 years ago. This is the 3rd annual. How did she approach you, and how did she sell the concept to you?
I don't think it took much to sell it. I just thought it was such a great idea, and I think Suze came forward. This was 3-4 years ago, and said, what do you think about this idea? And I embraced it.
That's great. My guest has been Trudy Arriaga, who's the superintendent of schools here in Ventura, California. This is Bill Frank reporting for KADY-TV.com.